Perillo.
Welcome back and welcome to our first taste of fall-like temperatures. For us, it's going to be fall-like after 3 months of not seeing temperatures in the lower 60s. We're going to see it come Friday morning, also Saturday morning as well. So some good-looking weather ahead, and it won't last long, but we got about 3 days worth coming our way. Now, as we take a look at the water vapor imagery, we see all the deep tropical moisture that bore out Tropical Storm Mindy over here, and that deep tropical moisture continues out in the Gulf of Mexico. There's a little bit of an upper-level trough. That's why we were talking about winds are not going to be conducive for a tropical system to develop, but today storms got better organized, and guess what? We had a depression, then a tropical storm. Now it's on its way back going down to a tropical depression, but strengthening as it moved inland. More on that in just a bit. But we have this big ridge of high pressure off to the north and west of us, and that's feeding in drier air. That's going to be getting here overnight tonight through tomorrow morning, and that's going to usher in lower dew points, and we're still going to hit 90 degrees tomorrow more than likely and be close to that also for Friday, Saturday, but the humidity is going to be much lower, and that's going to make it feel much better. Meanwhile, as we take a look at the radar satellite composite, here's our tropical storm making landfall just west of Apalachicola and moving on through, and fortunately moving at a good clip at 20 miles an hour. Even though we have flood watches here, the rains may not last long enough to create major issues, but there's a little wind with this. Taking a look at some of the Doppler velocities prior to landfall, we saw about 60-70 mile an hour winds aloft, but this is moving in quickly, so that is the good news. Meanwhile, back to the west across Louisiana and Acadiana, some clouds out here. A few spotty showers mainly east of Acadiana as we take a look at Power Doppler 3 right now, picking up on some stable ground clutter off to the east, and just a few lonely showers now south of the New Orleans area and between Thibodaux and Des Allemands here off to the east. So as we take a look at the big picture here on the infrared imagery, we can see again the core of a tropical storm, kind of a lopsided system. Center of circulation is just about here southwest of Tallahassee, moving off generally to the east-northeast at about 20 miles an hour, 45-mile-per-hour wind. So this popped up, and 4 hours later it made landfall. So certainly good news that it didn't have much time over the Gulf, and not expected to strengthen when it gets out in the Atlantic Ocean because of those strong upper-level winds we just talked about. Now elsewhere in the Atlantic, of course, we have Hurricane Larry. Hurricane Center tracking this little disturbance right here. It's giving it about a 40% chance of developing, but this is going to be heading off to the north and curling in the eastern Atlantic, so no worries. And you can see elsewhere across the rest of the Atlantic, it is quiet through the Caribbean. Keep our fingers crossed it stays this way for a week or so. We'll see how it goes. Meanwhile, as we take a look at Larry, still a huge storm. You can see the outer upper level rain bands just to the east of the Bermuda area. Category 2 storm, and it's going to stay that way through tomorrow as it bypasses Bermuda, but creating large surf and some gusty winds, but the core of the storm staying well away from Bermuda. Newfoundland, though, we'll have to watch this one. It could have a direct impact there down the line. Now, as we take a look at the long-range pattern with the GFS model, notice the dry air in places. We look at the atmospheric moisture this weekend. Love the blue here, but it disappears as we head into Sunday as tropical moisture edges back to the north. And notice a lot of deep tropical moisture here in the western Gulf of Mexico as we get into early next week. Low pressure troughing, certainly a possibility. We'll have to keep an eye on this feature as it drifts slowly to the north and east as we go throughout the week next week. And again, still indicating something may be up, but nothing overt at this time. So near term, that front pushing on through, some clouds in the morning, sunny skies in the afternoon. We'll see temperatures approaching 90 tomorrow. Lower 70s tomorrow morning, then we'll be pushing into the upper 80s to near 90, but notice that heat index stays the same, the feels like temperature, and then tomorrow night low to mid 60s, and as we head into Friday, mid 80s, feeling good, and then Saturday morning we're going to see temperatures closer to the lower 60s. So a quiet night ahead, fair skies overall, nicer temperatures, 91 the high tomorrow, much better humidity there, and as we go down the road we'll see temperatures right near 90 next couple of days, but overnight lows, lower 60s for Friday and Saturday morning before reality returns.